Now we're gonna find out where crop circles come from and what message is encrypted in them. Pow, it's Magzel from Cabal. Have you ever had such a thing that you wake up in the night from light in the window, rush out to the porch to find some strange symbols drawn on your field? Me neither, but there have been many such reports to the police, based on which the movie Signs was filmed. It's also mysterious and frightening, only I lack a scientific explanation, so let's dig it up.
For a long time, people have been frightened by the strange appearance of complex ciphers and patterns that appear overnight in fields of crops and even underwater. There is video evidence with weird glows, and there can't be found any tracks, making it seem as if the design dropped out of the sky. The study of this is pursued by a pseudoscience called Siriology, members of which say the mystery is still out there.
Let's go through all the versions of these scary shitless drawings. What do you think, that there is only one version? Aliens? Pfft. Me too, but crop circles are total madness. Siriologists all claim in unison that there was a mention of this damn thing as early as 1678. But people were afraid of these circles back then because they were made by demons themselves. But nobody really tried to find out why they were doing that, because if you entered such a circle, you'd be dancing with the spirits forever. Only I don't understand the meaning of the word dancing. Does that mean torture in hell, or literally dancing? Well, not the worst prospect. I'm sure not an expert, but I feel for some reason that geometrical complexity of these is a bit different to equate them in the sane mind. On top of that, it's written here in black and white that the oats were mowed, not bent down. And doesn't the devil in the center bother anyone? After all, it's a tale, the mowing devil, about a farmer disgusted at the wage his mower was demanding for his work, insisted that he would rather have the devil himself perform the task. So the devil went ahead and did it. What's next? I'll be dropping debunking on Cinderella? The second variant, lightning. Many are sure that it is to blame for everything, and this is not up for discussion. Lightning strikes in the field, a microwave effect occurs, the base of the stem softens, and it can't last being up any longer.
Oh yeah.
This makes sense, but not much. If you put wheat stalks into a microwave, yeah, they will also fall down. But how does lightning manage to draw such cool patterns? Even freaking lightning draws better than me. Let's skip the version with intelligent wheat that can't wait to communicate with a human and move on to a more reasonable one. These are mating around dances of hedgehogs. They just—
Are you an idiot?
What? We'll skip that too? Alright, fine. The extraterrestrial version. In absolutely all cable TV programs where crop circles are mentioned, aliens are to blame.
Crop science first emerged in the late 70s with renewed interest in extraterrestrial life.
They just don't seem to have the game Neighbors from Hell, so they entertain themselves with whatever means available. What are they so guilty of if they just want to draw? Or not just draw. Perhaps it's a warning.
I wonder what they're trying to tell us.
Or a response to our message. Because the fact is, in Puerto Rico in 1974, a significant event occurred. A radio signal was sent out from the Arecibo Observatory. This radio signal contains information about the numbers 1 to 10 we use in binary, the atomic numbers of oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, human DNA, a graphic image with our height, that we live on a third planet from the sun, and a drawing of the Arecibo radio telescope it was sent out from, in the direction of the star cluster M13. That's very far away, and for our message to reach there, we are left to wait 25,000 years, minimum. But what if aliens don't respond? simply because they missed our message. Who the fucking hell? But in 2001, this appeared in England, a message in exactly the same form. They use 1 to 10 numbers, they have some weird unknown DNA, they are 4 feet tall and occupy 2 planets and something unknown in their solar system. Their transmitter with a diameter of 2,789 feet. And what's especially interesting is their main element for life is silicon. In the scientific world, the next closest to possible life-based element is actually silicon. You know who's silicon-based? Xenomorphs from the movie Alien.
Holy
Be careful not to wet yourself there. Here's what Crop Circle appeared in 2011. Can it be a message? Of course it can. It's rheology. Everything's possible here. We are not enemies. Let's smoke the peace pipe. Well, apparently that's the only way you can talk to them. And here's another masterpiece. From these messages, I understand only that they look exactly like the stereotypical large-headed small versions of us, seen in countless television shows and movies. Besides, in dramatic half-lit profile, no less. What's the probability of that, especially given they're silicon-based? They shouldn't look anything like us. Only this disc isn't here just like that. A whole message is encrypted in it. By the way, it's written in the well-known ASCII encoding. Beware of the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. There is much pain, but it's still gonna be around for some time. Believe. There is good out there. We oppose deception. The channel's closing. Wait, which channel's closing? My channel's closing? I don't want my channel to close. There's been too much effort in... Come on, who needs it? I guess I found the channel they're talking about.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Martin. I'm an extraterrestrial channel. Shivai! Shivai, Shivai!
They're mocking me! There's even a binary code of 0x07 at the end of the message that would produce a bell sound. But what about the message itself? This is
boring. Delete.
You know, everyone's comparing this disc to this rock painting found in Uzbekistan. Yeah, they do look remarkably similar. But shiver me crop circles, do you seriously believe that there is a rock painting that gift wrap provides information that Illuminati, aliens, flying saucers exist, that they've been here? You, my friend, are quite the optimist. It's a freaking fake drawn in 1972 that comes solely from paranormal websites. And here's my favorite message. In 1987 in southern England, a crop sign, "We are not alone," appeared, with the words all run together. Is it me, or if it should have been English-speaking extraterrestrials, the sign should have read, "You are not alone." Also, there are many video proofs caught red-handed, where light orbs fly over a field and crop circles appear right away. light orbs indistinguishable from orbs or spirit energy typically seen in photographs of graveyards, other haunted places, in snapshots of UFOs. Universal thing. But why was it filmed during the day? After all, the appearance of these patterns occurs only at night. And of course it was shot on a brick in 144p with shaky hands of a drunk lumberjack. As always, just how people like it. It's just that for ufologists, it's a big problem. Inconvenience, because if one films at night, nothing should be visible or watchable. But what is watchable, is cable TV. I will turn on now what conclusion they've gotten to on cable TV. Oh, I don't have a TV anymore. I will find a way anyways.
Crop circles are basically features, designs of high complexity in crops. They tend to be complicated designs of unknown origin.
Of unknown origin. It said on TV. What the hell am I trying to do here then? Well, it's been Max, whatever. Wait a second.
Who the hell are you?
They invited a ufologist. That's the exact reason why I smashed my TV with a bat a long time ago. Because whichever channel you turn on, the choice is small. It's aliens or unknown aliens. And so goes the whole goddamn broadcast shown to the masses. And it's far from being only in the US. On Japanese television, for example, some radioactive cloud, wind whirls are to blame. And something more. I'm even afraid to ask what on earth that is.
Display. What's going on?
Crop science, even ufologists don't really deny that, started to appear only in the late 70s. So I sure understand natural phenomena make mountain ranges and form continents. For millions of years, they don't just go and learn geometry in 10. As I said, such things began to appear only in the late 70s, and only in southern England. Over time, the drawings became more complex, and the peak came in the 90s with an escalation in frequency with correlation with media coverage. So, my version. I give up, it's supernatural forces. Name Doug and Dave, they aren't even scientists, just two unemployed guys. Paradox, not all unemployed guys know the secret of crop circles. These two do. In 1991, these first pranksters came forward and showed it on ABC TV's Good Morning America, admitting that over several years they'd created more than 500 signs. In the shed behind this Doug Bauer's house, there is a whole age archive, which clearly matches the patterns they'd made. They really fooled the whole world, and it all began as such events always begin. In 1978, as befitting English gentlemen, the two were sitting in a pub, wondering what they could do for a little bit of a laugh. But did they create all the signs? Of course not. As soon as crop circles made their way into the media, a whole bunch of other dudes appeared. But let's get back to the movie Signs. I didn't bring it up at the beginning for no reason. It's 2002. Disney holds a private screening of its super mega cool popular movie. And who do you see among the invited guests? Douglas Bauer, for example, and many more people. But what connects them is they all make crop circles. Somehow they don't look like aliens, do they? So why were such individuals invited in the first place? The answer is plain as day. The fact is, Disney commissioned all these fellas to remind the whole world, just before the movie premiere, that crop circles, they're very scary. Boo. And crop circles started to appear all over the world. Yes, Disney has already bought crop signs too. It's marketing, apparently highly effective. But let's get back to YouTube. Do you know these people? Well, screw them then. I'm kidding, they're the highlight of the show, Colin Andrews and Pat Delgado. What should you know about them? If you want to preserve your mind, the less the better. They coined the term crop circle, and they claim that they are paranormal and period. Why am I talking about them in the first place? A part of YouTubers who say that crop signs are aliens and the CIA, and these are all YouTubers, refers specifically to these people. A funny coincidence. They've sold hundreds of thousands of copies of books, showed up on TV, traveled the world giving up to 3 paid lectures or public appearances a week. In their well-selling book with the latest evidence, that's the name of the book, they say real crop circles keep having some weird energy levels. How do you think they measure it? With Bayer? It's D, literally with bare hands, though I wish it was A.
Using my hands as sensors for any engine.
When hands stop working, Dowson comes to the rescue. Here's how it works. Reading the instructions. You only need to take a metal stick in each hand, and when they twitch, you will understand something.
There we go. That's the precise center of the circle, where the energies are actually still imploding.
I understand only one thing. It's never been so easy to look like an idiot. Alright, blind test. Which of these two attracts aliens? Only this has already been done for me. One Earl of Haddington submitted blind samples after receiving confirmation from the Spatchwork Laboratory director that they can indeed detect the different energy levels.
Wow!
A real laboratory. And what do you think happened next? Mysticism. Each time they told him that he would get the results tomorrow, though every time a tomorrow came, it turned into a today. In the end, it turned out that when they are not told which sample came from a crop circle and which from a heap of grain in one's backyard, they can't differentiate shit. In their bestseller Circular Evidence, every their book contains evidence in a name. They repeatedly say that 100% how you can distinguish genuine circles from man-made fakes is that a fake has its stems broken. Though they shouldn't be. Or they should. So for example, on page 138 of one unbroken crop ring, they say, it's weird. On page 51 of one instance where most of the plants were unbroken, they say, it's insanely weird. And on pages 63-64, they get to see a fully broken one. Now a stumper. Did they regard the formation as a hoax? Of course not. They only said as mysteriously as possible. These collapsed plants appear to have suffered whiplash damage, possibly caused by opposing forces meeting. In short, if stems are unbroken, that is a mystery. If broken, that is another mystery. Well, you know, they definitely do not do. There is a phenomenon called dew blow me down. During the nights when it forms, it moistens the stems, mitigating against breakage. And there are different types of wheat to start with. Thus, agronomists point out that, quote-unquote, from mid-May to early August, the English wheat is green and can easily be bent over without breaking. Indeed, can only be broken with difficulty. But it's also mentioned that no, in the real crop circles, the stems are braided. Only crop circles are in an extensive field for creativity, in both meanings. There are people employing different techniques. On July 11, 1992, for example, in one crop science contest in England, the winning team even used 3 helicopters with ladders and won 3,000 pounds. But that's nothing compared to what you can make from them. Crop science are a profitable thing, so colonizers conducted several top-secret operations. Operation Blackbird, Operation White Crow, to show that the extraterrestrial light orbs, plasma vortices he writes about in his books, it's serious business. I repeat, business. To give you an idea, he took $2 million worth of technical equipment, infrared night viewing cameras, and 60 more Siriologists to maintain a nighttime vigil lasting several weeks, right at the epicenter of the appearance of circles. He said they saw some weird lights, but couldn't shoot it on camera.
I don't believe you.
But as soon as an operation was over, immediately a large crop sign appeared right on his site. So Pat Delgado and Colin Andrews were major promoters, but they were fooled by Doug and Dave and their imitators, and as other hoaxes were revealed, their invitations to speak, quote-unquote, tailed off straight away, and they were left foolishly holding their dowsing rods. Light orbs! I can smell light orbs! It's my perfume. Light orbs, goddamn! Nah, that was the previous case, pothead. This time, I think, it's ion plasma vortices. What are the chances of that? 50-50. Literally. I told you it's ion plasma vortices. But you know what's even more interesting? In what amounted to a test of his ability, Colin Andrews was asked by BBC film crew to examine a circle they said they'd found. Upon visiting the pattern, Andrews declared it genuine. But when the BBC explained that it was a hoax circle made especially for the occasion, he quickly decided that the circle looked too perfect to be genuine after all. On September 9, 1991, the newspaper Today didn't invite just anyone, but specifically Doug and Dave, to film them create a crop sign in a field in Kent, southern England, in front of journalists, and then showed it to Pat Delgado, who investigated the circle before it turned out to be a hoax and declared, "It definitely been made by a non-human higher intelligence. In no way could this be a hoax. Not only it's 100% made by aliens, but I can sense that the aliens have just left." But you know what's even more interesting? When he was told the truth and Doug and Dave were brought in, he recognized them straight away, because over the years they had been among the first people to turn up to look at a new crop sign. He said, "Oh my god, that's why you two were always there. There is no doubt your test proves they are hoaxes. I thought it was a genuine one." But you know what's even more interesting? Mr. Delgado's co-author Colin Andrews then quickly convinced him to retract his admission that he had been fooled.
"I'm waiting for some hard evidence. I want to see them do what they claim they have done in front of me, in front of television cameras, for all the world to see that their claims are untrue."
So you wanna take your words back? Mommy's mad at me because I made a boom on a field. I'm gonna take that as a yes. And then Colin Andrews flat out stated that he's at the center of a CIA counter-intel operation because he, quote unquote, knows too much about crop circles. And Doug and Dave, in turn, are recruited by the CIA, MI5, and the Ministry of Defense. The government just needs to somehow explain this phenomenon without shocking the public. So he was deliberately framed during the operations, being portrayed as a fool to conceal the truth and make crop circles seem debunked. Is this an ad for a blockbuster or something? It's clear it's written in his books what crop circles appear from. The only circles that appear from that are under my eyes, because I actually read these books, newspapers, watch TV programs on this idiocy. Colin Andrews writes in his bestseller Circular Evidence in black and white, a meeting which we recorded. Although the tape was blank when we played it back. A dog that became ill at one side, some kind of magnetic disturbance. In a nutshell, he and other seriologists keep writing generic phrases. The truth is still out there. I'm no more convinced than ever. Who do they imagine they are?
The truth is out there.
Trust me, you've never been closer.
Never give up.
And I've just told you about the most famous ones. There are another 1001 unique and incomparable experts who, for $100, based on the sign on your field, will tell fortunes on your bloodline and draw up a whole horoscope for you. Doug and Dave retired a long time ago and are no longer involved, but other folks took their place. They're called circle makers, and yes, they have a whole website where they showcase their masterpieces. Interestingly, they consider themselves street artists, not some extraterrestrial channel and all that stuff. I totally understand you. You hope to see extraterrestrial technologies, or at least radiomagnetic emitters that bend down stocks. But I present to you a unique thing, an incredible technology, a plank.
With a stout pair of boots and some gusto, the crop can be laid down in no time at all.
Rope, wood planks, and surveyor's tape. Each member then holds onto the rope like reins on a horse and gallops along, flattening down the grain as he goes. The design of the formation is what dictates the lay of the crop.
Douglas began with the board and ended in it. Well, I'm joking, just irony. In short, over time nothing has changed. Mostly everyone still uses wooden boards.
And what kind of machine can bend a stalk of corn over without breaking it?
What do you think? Can this nerd create this masterpiece? Oh, you underestimate nerds. Of course he can! The saddest part is, if you search crop circles even on YouTube, you won't find any debunking video. And not a single word about the circle makers. What for? It's clear as day as it is extraterrestrial. Although on their website everything is detailed starting from 2001, when PR companies realized that circles are a very good marketing move, and they took advantage of it. Here, for example, is an order for AMD. Here's one for Hello Kitty, for the Olympic Games, and here's just for some couple. Oh, what's this? In short, the list is large. Here's for an Nvidia chip in San Francisco, with a diameter of 310 feet, made by one farmer. Here's how they got it on cable TV.
If you look at this correctly, it is textbook perfect Braille, and here's why. Now, the Braille is in 3 rows inside of this innermost circle. So we start with the first row. This backwards L is a number indicator, meaning that everything to follow is a number. So then we have...
Oh, hello! I've heard about you. Can I order advertising on the fields? I've seen some. That's a brilliant marketing move, indeed. Oh, I even have a sketch. Here it is. I just run an intimate store. Can this be done? Just look at this sign. Looks like the team couldn't agree on a design, or aliens simply got drunk. A lot simpler, my Sherlock Holmeses. It's just a coked up dude running from cops, destroying 4 police cars before crashing into a ditch. Guess in which European country? The Netherlands! Artists certainly prepare in advance, come up with designs, messages, and so on. The circle makers themselves are in shock by the power that the anonymous creations hold over the imaginations of millions of people. Doug, by the way, forever regretted coming forward, because the mystery was lost. After all, it's all about the anonymity of its author. Would you travel thousands of miles and trek through a muddy field to see flattened wheat if it wasn't imbued with otherworldly mystique? Considering that the solution has long ceased to be hidden, in England they even host talk shows with these hoaxers and tournaments. Given that even a small pufferfish can make the ornate circles, then females come to inspect them. If they like what they see, they reproduce with the males. That moment when you realize that a fish is a better artist than you are. And those who say humans are incapable of that, go out and touch some grass. Please. Just look how impossible it is to make an unfakeable one with human hands. As for the old circles, who knows exactly what it was? Some say that at night farmers would simply tie cows at someone else's field, and those would just walk in circles, trampling the wheat of their competitors. Even cereologists claim that undoubtedly there are hoax signs, but only about 50%. Only what prevents those who did this from doing that? On top of that, they can't agree among themselves which ones are genuine and which ones are hoaxed. These pseudo-scientists have already screwed up a gazillion of times when they said, yes, this one is 100% genuine, and then it turns out it's Willie from Tallywhacker Town did it yesterday for a Benji. A whole science that studies it. To sum it up, dudes stomp on weed for fun and money while they sit around speculating on what aliens are trying to communicate. Having the technologies that allow to overcome such long distances, they flew here, studying us, and haven't found a smarter way to give us a sign other than trampling a field. Plus, if the task is to convey a message, wouldn't it be logical to make it in front of witnesses? For example, on the lawn of the White House. Why is it always suburban areas on sown fields where there are traces of machines for spraying insecticides on the crop that one can walk on without getting busted? Has it ever occurred to you, why don't they freaking throw together a gigantic sized sign somewhere in an untouched field the size of a city so that it could be seen from a satellite? And what's this message that's taken thousands of crop circles to write over 50 years? You want to say that, of all information that the extraterrestrial intelligence might choose to provide to humanity, ranging from how to contact them to engineering secrets of faster-than-light travel, they've chosen this? Beware of... I want to believe that people will stop pinning everything on government conspiracies and UFOs like they used to do with the devil back in the day. But knowing that many really think that aliens flew many light years just to trample on our wheat, believing in this is hard to. Put the crop signs up if you're an alien. It's been Maxwell from Cabal. Bye everyone. Alright, the expose dance.